basically, from the gist you were giving me, right? It was a
Backstory.
conversation, yeah, it was a conversation about Davido going on a podcast and saying some things you feel he shouldn't have said. Now, I haven't really delved into it, so I haven't watched the full podcast to have a full opinion. However, when it comes to topics around immigrants, expatriates, and Nigerians, I love those kind of conversations, and I feel like there's value to add there. So, if you just want to give us like high level recap of what the conversation is about, then we can take it from there. Wherever we will not even need pin topic. Anybody where they follow the gist to follow the gist.
Ini, can you please pin Daniel's comments? Thank you. And Daniel, if you want to come on, please send requests.
Daniel doesn't have the balls.
We are not charlatan here. We need to do things according. This is Dapper TV, and when we are here for business. We are here not for us, but for people like Dano and the rest of our viewers, people that wait to this time on every Thursday to see us live on their screen. Because we need to prioritize this job, gentlemen. Anyway, backstory. Davido went on a podcast and he said that Nigerian economy is in shambles just because he was asked if he will advise Africans to go back to the motherland. The key word there is motherland. Motherland is Africa. Someone from Tanzania, if he's going back to Africa, he's going to say to his mate in overseas that he's going back to motherland. Someone from Nigeria is going back to Africa. He's going to say to his friends, colleagues, or whatever, that's going back to motherland. So when he was asked that question, he literally just put the entire continent in a box and he said that the economy is in shambles. And then again, because it's Nigerian, he said Nigerian economy is in shambles. So basically, Nigerian economy is in shambles. A lot of people have their opinion. You know, people wedding, you know, so many topics were said, tweets, podcasts, all of these kind of things were done. And then I obviously have my own 2 cents, you know, and I tweeted, and I also made, you know, Facebook and social media comments, you know, on my personal page, as the case may be. I said, look.
Sounds very casual. Long message.
2 pages.
I had reaction, a lot of reaction from that, you know, and Governor Kachi messaged me, he wasn't pleased, you know, Vanessa messaged me, she was pleased. Another was 3 other people, like Facebook comments, like I'm talking about 100 plus comments. You know how it is on me and Facebook. Anyways, so me is, look, Davido is right. We all know the economy is in shambles. As Nigerians, we all know. But Davido is also a politician. He had campaigned for Atiku under PDP. His uncle is a governor under PDP. His dad is heavily investing in electricity. And he is a politician at the end of the day. He was born privileged. He's privileged. And he has made so much out of this economy that is perceived to be in shambles. David is an ambassador. He got one of the honors. Is it, you know, OON or one of those big honors, you know? And he is representing the continent. I'm not even talking about Nigeria, he's representing the continent. So if he's saying something, people are going to listen. Again, as Nigerians, we know how the Nigerian economy is. We know how the country is. As Africans, we know how the continent is. We are in Australia. Obviously, we know how Australia is. Our brothers in America and in UK, we know how these places are. In America, this election that just finished, allegedly, it was said that it was rigged. They said they were snatching ballot boxes and everywhere. This news, we did not see it. Allegedly, people recorded on their phones and then they posted. When Donald Trump lost, allegedly, even the one that we saw. People went protested in House of Parliament, destroying things and blah, 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 blah. We have been seeing violence, gunshots, like a child of less than 15 going into the school, shooting down schools, and all these crimes. But Americans' biggest export, they are celebrities. They are not going to go to countries like Australia, to countries like UK, to countries like Canada to go and talk down on America. Even when we know that this is going on in America, they are not going to talk down on America. Even if they are going to say this, how they will say it, at the end of the day, they will still sell America as the best country. We know what is going on in Israel and the other countries that are fighting. People are still going to Israel for pilgrimage as we speak, even when they are fighting. They have packaged it. Now, for Davido to go and say that about Nigeria on an international platform, it doesn't really sit well with me. Because at the end of the day, we need these investors to come in. The economy is in shambles, but if you say this and the investors don't come in, how will the economy resurrect? Adam has a business in Nigeria. Adam is constantly telling us to buy a piece of the earth. That's what he's selling. He's advising his friends and all of that. A good businessman even knows that if the economy is in shambles, it is the best time to buy. He does crypto. He constantly reminds us when the crypto is down, when the bull is not bulling, that is when to get into the market. So there is how he would have said it. For him to just utterly just come in and just said what he said, from a privileged perspective, it doesn't make sense.
All right, so
Again, people say that, again,
Praise.
again, I'm going to land. Again, people say that was his truth. Truth is relative. If your truth will not make sense to everybody, then you don't have to say it. You know what I mean? So there is a whole lot going on there. If it was Atiku that won the election that he was campaigning for, would he have said this? That's the backstory. That's the conversation. That's my contribution. The floor is open. Thank you.
You've not opened the floor now. So basically, I thought you were going to give us a high level overview of what he said and what your stance is. From what I gather, right? He basically said the economy is in shambles, people should not go back. You initially said he was correct. However, because of his platform and who he is why you're saying he shouldn't have said that on a podcast. Am I correct?
Yep.
Okay. What's your question to us?
The economy everywhere in the world is in shambles. Things have skyrocketed. Like house prices have gone up. In short, there's no house now in freaking Sydney to even buy. If you want to buy a house now, a house that cost 750,000 2 years ago is now like 1 point something million. If you were renting $300, you are renting now for 550 or 600. So everywhere in the world, things have gone nuts. It's not just in Nigeria. The exchange rate is a thing. You know what I mean? But again, I don't want to start going into statistics why Nigerian naira is how it is with the US dollars. Because at the end of the day, if the government were still paying the subsidy that Goodluck paid to peg the dollar, we probably will still be buying dollar at what it was. But we don't want to go into that because the government is practically saying that they don't want to be paying that subsidy again. They don't want to be paying that subsidy in petroleum again. They've removed the subsidy. Now, this is the actual price. This is the actual rate. But if I want to go into that, they will say, oh, probably because you are an APC member. Again, economy.
Are you an APC member?
Economy everywhere in the world is seeing red. But we all know that things that we were buying $1 now is like $3. Nigeria is not a different story.
So,
it's the same
Prince,
story.
can I ask you a question?
I'm coming. So I know that the economy is obviously not good. But there are ways, or there is a way he would have said that better.
So my question to you is, do you have any large investments back home in Nigeria?
I've got parents, I've got siblings. That's
I'm talking of
investment.
money, money wise.
That's investment. Yeah,
Okay, so okay, you don't have any investment back
I
home,
do.
any huge investment. What's the investment?
I've
Okay, you have.
got,
Okay,
yeah, I
not
do. I do.
apart from your parents. Apart from your parents, talking of like, do you have any investment that you feel like it's large, like you've invested a huge portion of your net worth into it? And I'm not talking about money you're willing to lose. I'm talking of like it's something you're not willing to lose. Do you
Yeah,
have something
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
tangible back?
yeah. There is.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So anyway, why I asked the question is because when Davido said what he said, I've seen the interview. I did not pay too much attention to it, but I think what the question was to Davido was like, what do you think of like people going back to the motherland? And he's talking about the average people like me, you, Matthew, right? We're here working regular 9 to 5 jobs. Yeah, maybe we're hustling, we're doing okay. But I think we need to know if the country is that bad and we're hearing it from someone like Davido, because actually we have people that might be thinking it's not as bad as it is. I can still go back and, I mean, we've seen people set up businesses, right? Jumia, Conga, all of them came from abroad and they've gone back and even when the economy was good, and where did the businesses end up? So I believe that we still have those people outside thinking it's okay and they can still go there and pull some sort of magic and then be successful. And the video is saying, no, the economy is bad, don't go back. Now, how you want to interpret that? I don't think if Shell wants to invest in Nigeria, they're listening to the video. They are not. I don't think if any big multinational company wants to invest in Nigeria, they would be listening to what Davido is saying online. They would not listen to him.
Definitely. Yeah.
Davido is talking to the regular Africans who are abroad. He's saying, whatever you're doing there, stay there, don't come back. The economy is shit. And actually, it's actually shit. And I don't see any reason why he should not actually use that platform to give to voice out his opinion. If what he's saying is true, and the, the government is not listening to the people, don't you think we've gotten to the point where somebody should say it out? Okay, if we cannot protest, at least, like, what do you want exactly?
Wait,
We can't protest.
wait, wait,
No,
wait,
no,
wait.
wait, hold on, hold on, hold
I'm
on.
coming. I thought you were
We
asking
cannot
me a question.
protest. No, we cannot protest, right? If we can't protest, this little thing the video has done, we are going against him. Like, are you seeing the logic here? Like, like, like we're actually attacking someone who has no skin in this game, has nothing to lose. It's like you're trying to help people, and that the same people you're trying to help are coming at you and saying, "Hey, what you said, how you said it. Who gives a fuck about how you said what you said?" The black and white, Nigeria is bad, and it's at the point where we should say it, regardless of where we are. We know that the country can be better. We know it already. Everybody knows it. But at this point, it is bad. There's no need to paint it good. CNN goes there and they show the bad part already. Everybody already assumes it's bad regardless. So where exactly are we trying to say that the video has done that nobody else already knows about? They've already thought 10 times worse about the country. What Davido said is nothing. It's only Nigerians that are even paying attention to what he said, actually. I don't even think foreigners are really paying attention to that thing. If everybody kept quiet, that interview would have just gone under the rug and everybody will go about their lives. But they've taken it and then they've made it an issue. For me, I do not think it's an issue. I think Davido has every right to say whatever he said, and I want him to continue saying it. If that's what is going to make the government wake up, then yes, people like that should say it. Who knows who's the next celebrity that will come out and say the same thing? We don't know if this triggers other celebrities to come out and then start talking about it. But instead, now we're putting the video down, and then the rest of them will not even come out. So I think my question for you is, what's the benefit in going after the video? Because for me, I don't see any benefit in actually going after him and saying whatever, like what he said is wrong. Like, I don't see any benefit. I don't see any positive outcome from going after him. I don't.
All right, cool. Oh, yeah, okay, all right, fine. Good question,
I
but
feel I feel sorry, Praise, before you go ahead, right? I feel too often we ignore the message and focus on the messenger, right? Praise, you earlier said that you agree with Davido's message. You just don't like that he had to be the messenger based on his profile. if we all agree with the message, now this is my own 2 cents, right? I agree that Nigeria is bad. I also agree that we should highlight that it's bad, but that shouldn't be the end of the conversation. What me I'm hoping for is okay, someone like Davido that has what's the word? He has, for lack of a better word, power, right? What is he doing with his within his capacity to improve the country? So yes, don't go back to Nigeria. But what other recommendations are you making? And I kind of feel like us, we are hypocrites analyzing this thing because all of us are in the diaspora and none of us want to go back to Nigeria, at least not right now. So whatever it is we're saying, we should practice what we are preaching, which is now back to you, Praise. You're about to say something about why you feel Davido shouldn't have said that. Is there anybody else that you feel should be saying it? And how should they be saying it?
Anyways, um, again, like I said to you, everywhere in the world, the economy is bad. Donald Trump just won the election, and Walmart, one of the biggest stores in America, even said that they're gonna be obviously adding prices to their commodities. Things are bad, and Donald Trump said the same thing, that they obviously gonna be adding prices on commodities just because things are bad. The economy everywhere in the world is bad. Davido, your uncle is a governor. What is the state of your of what is the state of the state? The state of governance in your state? People are complaining. Is he paying salary? Has he paid gratuity? Has he paid pension? Have you, as Davido, talked about the nepotism that's going on in your own state? He made his children and cousins head of parastatals. Has he said that? No, he hasn't said it. He hasn't addressed that. See, if you are living in a glass house, you shouldn't throw stones. Like I said earlier, if it was Atiku that he campaigned for was the president, I don't think he would have made that statement. So yes, the economy is bad, but I don't think he is the one that should say it because he is benefiting from this very economy that we are speaking on. Maybe it would have been me, maybe it would have been you, maybe it would have been anybody else that will say it. All the protests that people have been protesting, how many has he done? You cannot just go on a podcast like that and just demarket Nigeria, and you did not even say to them what the government is even doing to fix it. Because there are a lot of things that the government see. The problem with this government is just that they are not loud enough with their policies to kind of educate people on what they are doing. Yes, maybe it's not reflecting on the everyday life of a Nigerian, but bro, they are actually doing a lot.
Please, can you tell us what you're doing?
We know that oil prices everywhere in the world has really, really gone down because of this Ukraine-Russia fight. And we all know the corruption in the oil sector. And we know that before this time, the Nigerian naira to dollar rate was pegged. We were paying a lot of subsidy in oil. Before Tinubu even came, a lot of these presidential candidates have said that they're going to remove subsidy. Maybe Tinubu did not obviously give that a good timing. He removed that subsidy, and everybody that owns petroleum, whatever, they just put prices. Everything just gone bad just because he had made that statement. Maybe the timing was wrong. He removed the subsidy because we were paying so much money, and then the money that they were using to pay the subsidy, the money is now redirected to something else. The money that they were using to wedge the dollar to naira, the money is now redirected to something else.
What's that thing that you're directed to?
So many things. Like I'm not even gonna say now, but maybe I can send you links. But off on top of my head, it's being redirected to education and some other stuff, you know. Bro, like I said, this government are trying, but it is not reflecting yet. No matter who would have been the president, Nigeria is not going to be fixed in 10 years. It's going to take steps, and there's obviously going to be hunger in the land. There's obviously going to be things like this. There's obviously
Look,
going to be a lot of things that's going to happen that a lot of people are not going to like, but the country is going to be heading in a direction that will make sense in years to come. It's going to be bittersweet.
honestly,
Wait, every country that have become a successful country has gone through this stage, and people that were at that time when changes happened did not like it. But people that kind of experienced the success after 10 years would not obviously know what had happened 10 years, before the sweet. They did not see the bitterness.
so
So
Prince,
I think that's where Nigeria is heading to.
like, like,
But I just wanted to learn. So why I said Davido should not be the person to say this is just because of this obvious, explanation that I've given, based on me. That look, if you are living in a glass house, you don't need to throw stones. If you cannot talk about the bad in your own state, as your uncle is the governor, why do you obviously want to talk about the entire nation? We all put blame on president, but their allocations are going to the state government. What are they doing? That's it.
honestly, I think I'm talking about Nigeria's problems because to me, it's a waste of time. So, yeah, it's a waste of time because, like, what you just said now, I asked you, like, what's Tinubu doing? Like, you did not give me any, like, reasonable stuff that Tinubu is doing. Do you get? Like, if anybody that cares about the country knows that power is the most important thing. If you fix power, everything becomes cheap. We've not even fixed that. You'd not say he's trying to fix that. So, if you're not trying to fix, like, the most basic thing, and you're sitting here saying that, oh, he's actually doing something, what exactly is he doing? Like, fixing power is, like, the main thing. If you can fix that one, everybody will be happy. I'm not hearing anything about that. And even what you said about subsidy, please, I think you should go on Twitter, or I don't know where that documentary is, but the guy has done an extensive documentary on Tinubu's businesses and how he owns Owando and all these things and why the subsidy was taken out and where the money is going. Actually, go and watch that documentary, then you understand who you're supporting. Because I think you're just looking at it from one side. So I'm not saying anyone is bad. I'm just saying that at least I've seen something else. And I know you know where I already stand with the whole government. But just look on the other side and see what that guy, see his investigations and see what he came up with. Then you understand who is ruling Nigeria and where we're headed. We're not headed to anywhere good with him. That's the truth. There's nothing good coming out of it. So if you're thinking that this guy has something good that he wants to do, it's a waste of time. It's it, if he has his way, he's going to make sure that the country becomes like Lagos, how he owns everything. He has people everywhere in all these strategic places, positions. If he has his way, he's going to do the same exact thing on a larger scale now. That's what he's going to do. So, based off of the documentary, that's what I could understand. So, please watch that documentary. And then the second thing is that if Davido's uncle is corrupt or whatever he's doing, right? I don't think it's Davido's responsibility. Again, he did not vote the man into power. People voted that man into power. So it's not his responsibility to go and tell his or to fight his uncle to break his family because of Nigeria. That's not his responsibility. So you cannot put all that on one person that he's not going to, he doesn't owe us that. The one thing he's done is come out and say, oh, it's bad. And we're already attacking him. So when you think about it, who are you fighting for? Then you now lose your family. And then the country half still hates you. I mean, what's the point?
So, but then
Like
again, because
the
because
people you are
that's
trying to save
yeah,
don't vote like you.
yeah, because
So
at
like
the
come
end of
on.
the end of the day, it's not a balanced fight. If you
Like
cannot call the BS from your state, if you
like
cannot, if you've been, we've all read this online. We all know that his cousins are leading parasites. Bro, one of his cousins is a local chairman of local government service commission. He has never been a civil servant before.
But praise, all of us on this call have benefited from this same
That's what I'm
system.
saying.
So why are we going after him?
If you are living in a glass house, you don't need to throw stones.
No, you can't.
If you have not called this BS in your own state, if you've not called out this BS, they just picked someone from a record label and then gave the person a sensitive position like that, chairman of a local government commission, and then everybody came complain online. You did not say anything, and then you are coming to complain about Nigeria. Then it is not balanced.
When you
he campaigned for PDP. He visit, bro. He was doing concert in Abuja, and he went and visited the Senate president. He invited all these politicians. He affiliates with politicians. You know what I mean? And then you are coming to say something about no, bro. Like no, someone else that is an ordinary citizen should be the person to say Nigeria is this, that. And
Praise, let me give you an example. I'll use Trump, right? Hillary Clinton said something about Trump, and then Trump doesn't pay tax. And Trump said, yeah, he uses the same tax code that all the other billionaires in America use to evade paying tax. And it says that she put it there because she wants her people to benefit from it. Now, Trump is using something, a loophole in the system to exploit the system. Doesn't mean he doesn't like the country. Does that make sense? So, like, but as a person, he said, okay, I'll run for president and I'll fix it. It doesn't mean if he's not the president, he wouldn't exploit that loophole to better himself. But he's taking it a step further and said, okay, fine, I'll run for president and I'll fix this country. That's what he has done in his own way. That's his own contribution, right? So Davido now and whoever his uncles are put in those places are benefiting from a system that's already fucked up. And if every other person was in their shoes, most of them will do the same thing. So you cannot blame them. However, the people that you can blame are the ones that put them in power and are allowing them to do it. It's not their responsibility again. It's the people that put them there and allow them, and it's us. It's everybody. So when you start seeing it as everybody's problem, I think like your perspective would change because you're just limiting it to Davido. It's not Davido.
Again,
you should be happy that he even came out to say it.
No.
He has no skin in this game. He has nothing to lose. It's none of his business. Do you understand?
At the end of the day,
he's even losing more by saying these things, to be honest.
At the end of the day, my tweet was, as ambassadors from Nigeria that are not currently in Nigeria, if we have the opportunity to sell Nigeria to an investor or to sell Nigeria to a non-Nigerian, we should be patriotic. We know these things are happening. All the things that is happening in Israel, the people from Israel, the Israelites, the ambassadors, their celebrities, they are obviously saying, make I land. They are obviously always selling Israel as one of the people are still going on tourism to Israel. People are still going US. People are still going all these places. That's what I mean. They're still playing football. They're still doing all this stuff. At the end of the day, we have to market Nigeria in a positive light. We know these things are happening. Like I said, I made the example earlier. There's a whole lot of shit down going on in America. People are shooting. In Australia, they literally were stabbing people in the freaking mall. But are we going to say Australia is bad? A lot of people cannot afford houses in Sydney. There are a whole lot of, people are actually feeding from charity beans. People are homeless, but are we going to say
honestly?
That,
I don't think this. Are we going
to say that the economy of Australia is bad? Are we going to say that Australia is bad? Are we going to speak down the market of Australia? If it was another celebrity from another country that said this thing, say maybe Beyonce or one of these, or Snoop, for example, or one of these Australian celebrities that said this sort of thing, they would have cancelled the person because as a citizen, first, you as a citizen, you owe yourself that responsibility to always put your country in a good light, regardless. Again, you said something. If Shell wants to invest in Nigeria, they're not going to obviously listen to Davido. Yes. But everybody should go do their due diligence before you invest. But at the end of the day, always be patriotic about your country. It doesn't matter who is leading. A lot of people
Praise,
that are actually
praise,
saying that the video is right, if you look at them very well, there are people from the other parties, you know.
the Ghanaians.
No,
Praise,
normal other parties like PDP, Labour Party, all of these kind of things.
praise,
They are the
praise.
ones that
The
they
fact,
make it a political stuff
praise the
at the
fact
end of
that
the
you're
day.
making, you've taken it to this level for me. Just like, okay, that means maybe Nigeria truly, it's really like this downtrend is not going to end anytime soon until we move past making it about us or our political affiliations and all that stuff. The
But
moment
when
we're
the
able
person,
to,
but when the
no,
person
no,
that is
but praise,
making, but when the person that is
no,
making the
I'm
statement,
trying to. So for me now, I don't care about Davido's political affiliation. Right? All I care is what did he say? Is it true or is it false? That's all I care about. It's actually true. That's all. Now you're saying that other countries do it for as long as they can and for as long as it benefits their um what do you call it, their end goal. So think of how Trump won the election now. America is not coming out to say women don't have rights. Celebrities are insulting the country now and saying that they're moving out of America. That it's no more a good place to live because Trump is not the president. Why are they not marketing the country? Because it doesn't align with their goal again. So they're like, fuck this country, I'm out. And they're saying it everywhere, right? And they're moving out. So it's bad market for America. But the Americans, the regular human beings, know that it's good for them. So they've been able to break themselves from the nonsense happening at the top and say, hey, hold on, what's happening between us, regular people? What do we need the most? Okay, we don't care about the outside world. Let's fix our country. Nigeria needs to get to the point where they don't care about what the outside world thinks. Let us fix it. If you cannot move past that and ignore the noise and all this trash happening and say, let us just fix that. If Trump ran as an independent candidate, he would have still won the election because America was not voting party anymore. They wanted somebody that they can relate to, that understands their problem. So even if Trump wasn't under any party, he would have still won the election. So if Nigerians cannot break from his PDP, his APC trash, and then understand that the problem is a collective problem that we need to fix. If you cannot get to that point, nothing is going to happen. So Davido said this or said that. Doesn't matter. It's just drama we're trying to create from something that actually it's actually true. It did not say anything that is out of the ordinary or anything CNN has not said before or Al Jazeera has not said. Like this thing is all over the news. Even when it wasn't true, they said it already. Now that it's actually true, he's saying it. I feel like we should be happy that he even came out to say it. Instead, like now we say because he campaigned for Atiku. I don't care if he campaigned for Atiku. We should get to the point where we're not even campaigning for any of them. But anyways, honestly, this topic, I don't like Nigeria. I don't like talking about Nigeria's problem. It's exhausting. I swear, it's very exhausting.
You see, that was why I said earlier that
See, Adam just get quiet there.
obviously Adam
He
is
doesn't like
Adam
Nigeria.
Adam is not because at the end of the day, if you want to talk about this issue, we have to go back to the drawing board. You know, if another person that is a non-political affiliate, if that's the word, had said this, it would have made sense. If a non-partisan have said this, it would have made sense. But when a politician is saying this, that is the problem. Because it obviously will have political undertone in it. 100%. There are no two words.
I don't even think Davido said it when he was saying these things. He was even thinking of Atiku or Tinubu. I think he was just saying something that everyone was already aware of and everybody was talking about. He
knows.
just
So
repeated
why
it.
has it? Why did he not? Why has he ever said anything about what is going on in his state, economy wise? You know, he hasn't said it. His dad is investing in Nigeria. His dad came on and said that he borrowed some billions of dollars from China to invest in electricity. And you are the one that is asking me why have we not fixed the problem?
Wait,
you should ask his dad.
Praise, why is Adams quiet?
Bro, forget Adam. His dad is investing in electricity. His dad is going to supply more than 15% to the national grid. What is going on there? We've not asked. You just asked me about power. And then he is one of the investors. He owns a company.
Again, it's not his father's responsibility to make sure we have power. Like, why am I explaining this to you like this? Like
Government
I
give you contract, make you supply.
the government should
Chill.
make him.
Wait.
Like,
Government gave you contract for
why
you
am
to
I
fix a
explaining
road.
this different?
Government,
Yes.
government gave you a contract to repair road. You've collected the contract. Everybody knows that you've collected the contract. You've not fixed the road. Government has given you the contract. Go ahead, everything. The money is in your account. Why have you not fixed the contract? Who are we going to hold responsible?
Hold responsible. The government for allowing for paying him for something he hasn't done. Like, it's just very simple now, Chris. Who paid him the money? Why did they pay him?
This host is going on. Adam,
Yes, sir.
Nigerian problem is exhausting, man. But I
It's not
just
Nigerian problem. You make everything a problem, right? They asked Davido a simple question. He answered. You focused on the messenger. You ignored the question or his answer. Now, forget Davido. Let me ask you guys. Should Nigerians go back to the motherland? I presume that was the question that they asked. So, should Nigerians go back home? Please, you answer. You have a problem with Davido's answer.
I'm I go back home every now and then, but I'm not gonna relocate back home just because it is not yet time for me to relocate back home. I've got things going on here. I did not see when we came to this country. We did not come to this country because Nigeria wasn't working. We came to study. If we had stayed back in Nigeria, we would have still been good. Me and you know that one. So we are here. We are still doing our thing. We've got a life here. We are citizens here. We are still citizens in Nigeria, and we are still marketing Nigeria in a positive light. So I go back home every now and then, but I'm not going to relocate back home just because it is not yet time. If I decide to relocate back home now, I'm still going to be good, 100%. That is me.
Okay. Emmanuel, do you think Nigerians should go back home?
No.
Again, whoever wants to go back home, it shouldn't be because I said this, you go or you don't go. Do your due diligence.
If
But
you're
chill. But as citizens, we always should be ambassadors of our country where we are from. We should speak good. We know the issues. There are insecurity problems. We say these things. The government knows these things. But if someone wants to go back and invest, if someone wants to go back and fight terrorism, we should obviously applaud the person to go fight it. If the person might be the Messiah, but if you are telling the Messiah not to go, how are we going to obviously even arrest the situation? Adam, you own a business back home. Your business is thriving back home. If you decide to go back home now, you're going to fly. So people that have got skills to go back home should go back home and invest and do stuff. That's what the government needs. That's what the country needs. So I'm not just going to sit here. This is me. Imagine me being a celebrity that I've got a big platform and a big voice, and I'm telling people that they shouldn't go back home when my uncle is the governor. When my cousins that are not even qualified are head of parastatals. I tell you, his cousin, Tunji, he is the chairman of Local Government Service Commission. Bro, is that not shocking? People have complained, people are saying a whole lot of things, but he has not said anything. Why are you now saying something now? Again, if Atiku Abubakar that he was campaigning for became the president, would he have said this? Oh, good.
This has been a very insightful conversation. I've learned a lot about Atiku and Nigerian government. We have 1 minute to round up.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I've learned a lot, but I have things to do at 10 p.m.
Chris, just round up.
If you live in a glass house, don't throw stone.
Oh, bye everyone. Good night.
Love you, boys.